You might be out there feeling very comfortable, but you must realize that we're in a developing country and there's someone out there in a village somewhere who may not even have a 3-square meal to eat, or may not even have the money to afford drugs, which they need.
We strongly believe that most people in rural communities are really deprived. Most of the places where we visit, it is so interesting to know that for some of these people, even traveling to the nearest town or city would take days, and they do not even have the means. The road to such places are just not so interesting. Facilities within such places are just not there. They do not get access to medical care. Most of these people do not have the very simple things that we think are very simple, they do not have. And for us, because these people are so much in need, we feel that they are the people that we need to touch. They are the people whose life we need to change, so that together we can have a better society. If we are able to go to communities where people lack such things and we are able to bless them and we turn their life around, then we are building a society of persons and people that can impact the future. We happen to have visited 4 main communities, rural of course, within the Ejura municipality. The communities are Dwenawohu, Chenchenkura, Abrewano, and Zaminama. We chose these communities based on the fact that these are rural communities, and it is rather very far from the main capital, which is Ejura. In fact, this is a community where you visit and they do not have medical care, or there is no CHIPS compound to take care of the sick. And rather unfortunately, communities within this very catchment where COEVAHCOP 2018 was held only have the opportunity of traveling to the district capital once in a week. That is on a Monday when there is a market activity within the Ejura catchment. And so this year we were there to as much as possible engage community members on the 4 key tenets of community evangelism, health and conservation program.
Evangelism is very, very key to this ministry, as it's also dear to God. We visited some communities like Dwenawohu, Zaminama, Abrewano, and Chenchenkura, which we had done broadcasts during the mornings, early mornings. We had one-on-one evangelism, we had night crusades. And the central message was about Jesus and nothing else, that he came to die for them and love them, that they needed repentance, and he alone can give them life.
COEVAHCOP was born out of the womb of prayer, and it has been the lifeline of COEVAHCOP since its inception. This year's COEVAHCOP, we invested much prayer into it, and it has helped us chop many successes. We have seen the lost saved, we have seen sick people healed, we have also seen those who were demon possessed set free. After COEVAHCOP, one thing we do as the prayer department is to keep on praying for the souls, that Christ will be formed in them, that they'll be established, that they'll grow in God and will know God better.
So this year, regarding our medical program, we had more than 4 specialist doctors visiting, and then we had a group of pharmacists and also supporting nurses that supported the program. For us, it was so touching in that these communities that do not have the opportunity of traveling to the district capital to seek medical care, for once in their lifetime had the opportunity of having specialist doctors visiting them at their door, and it was so awesome. The medical program, for instance, started right from the morning around 8:30, and it ended almost around 4:30 thereabout. And most people with different diseases and ailments were screened and were provided with different drugs, and those that also had serious issues were referred. This year's COEVAHCOP also was so awesome, was so great in that we had the opportunity of also blessing these rural community members, because most of them are farmers. We had the opportunity of distributing cutlasses to sort of support their farming activities and all that. Not only that, when you go to most of the communities we visited this year, because of its rural nature, most people that are underprivileged at times, and because we happen to go to schools to engage students and to teach and supply materials like books, textbooks and other related activities to support the rural teaching processes. And this was done through our Material Touch program, wherein we supplied a lot of clothing, we supplied a lot of footwear, we supplied a lot of different things that the people can put on and use as individuals.
This year's COEVAHCOP, we had to teach kids on the detrimental effect of the use of plastics within our localities and also within the nation. We had to explain to them, one, the importance of plastics so that we don't create a very bad image of plastics. However, we had to make them understand the global issues with regards to plastics and how they can also curb the detrimental effect of the use of plastics within their neighborhood. The goal of this training is to help the kids change their ways in the use of plastics and also help them understand that the neighborhood that they stay in is not just they, the humans who are in, but also both animals and plants are within it. And if they are able to understand these, then they'll be able to take care of these things in and around them.
I can see that COEVAHCOP is growing because looking ahead, we still want to expand. So in about 5 years' time, we dream of having our own bus, which usually is a critical issue for us. Hiring buses and transporting almost about 90 plus people is rather very costly, and most often because we have to hire buses at times, break on the road and other related issues. It's something that makes us believe that if we have our own bus, we'll be able to do better. We also feel that we can expand in terms of touching lives more. That is in terms of supplying materials to people and helping the needy in rural communities and blessing them medically as well. And so in 5 years' time, we want to do things differently. We want to do things uniquely. And that is why we believe that every one person can be part of this great commission, wherein we are doing it the Jesus way. The Jesus way because we do not just go to preach, but we go, we learn with the people, we share with them, and we touch them in one way or the other. Importantly, we're also looking at potentially partnering other people or like-minded groups for us to be able to fulfill the mandate of COEVAHCOP.